The rain fell over London like a curtain of secrecy. Inside the War Office, a handful of men studied the map of Europe, their eyes fixed not on victory, but on illusion. Colonel Mason spoke softly, his words heavy with the weight of impossible duty. Your mission is not to fight the enemy, but to fool him. They were engineers, artists, soundmen, and dreamers. Their task, to build an army that didn't exist. That night, Operation Silent Forge was born. Deep in the Kent countryside, the engineers turned a forgotten factory into their secret forge. Inflatable tanks, wooden aircraft, and rubber trucks filled the floor like lifeless soldiers waiting for orders. One of them, Lieutenant Evans, watched as canvas shapes grew into phantom war machines. We're building ghosts, he murmured, and for the first time the name felt real. The factory became a forge of deception, where paint replaced steel and imagination replaced gunfire. On the rolling fields of England, the first tests began. From the sky, the fake army looked flawless. Rows of gleaming tanks and aircraft lined across the grass. But they needed more than sight. They needed sound. The sound team hauled giant speakers onto trucks and played recordings of engines, gunfire, and marching boots. The valley echoed with the thunder of an army that wasn't there. For the first time, the engineers smiled. They had made something that could fool even the sky. Night after night, rain tapped against the tin roof as the men questioned their work. They weren't soldiers on the front. They weren't heroes with rifles. They were painters, welders, soundmen, lying to save lives. Evans stared at his reflection in a tin cup and whispered, "We're painting shadows while others bleed for real." Another voice in the dark answered, "If our shadows save them, they're worth it." The forge burned on through doubt and darkness. By spring, their phantom army was ready. Hundreds of inflatable tanks stood along the white cliffs of Dover, their painted steel glinting under the morning sun. Wooden landing crafts bobbed in the harbour, their hulls empty yet convincing. Radio operators filled the air with fake chatter. The deception was complete. A masterpiece of war born not from blood, but from imagination. The Germans would soon see exactly what the Allies wanted them to see: an army preparing to invade Calais. Across the Channel, the German Luftwaffe studied their photographs. Aerial images showed a vast Allied force waiting to strike at Calais. "The English prepare for Calais," said one officer confidently. "Normandy remains quiet." The deception had worked. Every shadow, every sound, every whisper had planted the lie deep in the enemy's mind. On the eve of D-Day, the fake army stood silent under the moon. Across the water, real soldiers prepared to storm the beaches of Normandy. Evans and his team stayed behind, maintaining their illusion until the last signal faded. They watched the horizon and said nothing. Their ghosts would fight so that real men could live. As dawn broke over Normandy, the first reports came through the static. The Germans had fallen for the ruse. Their forces held fast near Calais, waiting for an attack that would never come. Evans exhaled, the sound lost beneath the hum of the radio. "They believed us," he whispered. "God help the ones out there. But they believed us." Their silence had spoken louder than any cannon. When the invasion succeeded, the ghost army vanished as quietly as it had appeared. The inflatable tanks were deflated, folded, and packed away. The factory doors closed. No medals were given. No names recorded. The men of Operation Silent Forge returned to their lives, ghosts fading back into history. But somewhere in his mind, Evans still heard the phantom echoes of engines that never roared. Decades later, a quiet exhibit opened in a small museum. Photos of fake tanks, maps of deception. A plaque read, "The Ghost Army, Heroes of Illusion." An old man, grey-haired and silent, laid his hand against the glass. "We saved them," he whispered, without firing a shot. The ghosts had finally been seen, inspired by true events. the real Ghost Army remained classified until 1996,